Roy, I'd like to ask you a bit about Master Harold and the Boys, which is coming on at the National Theatre.
It's set in 1950s South Africa, very early days of the apartheid regime. And it's about a really unlikely friendship between two middle-aged black men and a young 17-year-old white boy.
Okay, count for me. Ready? Ready.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Shoulders 2 and 3. Shoulders 2 and 3. Don't look down, Willie. Look happy, Willie.
It's about patriarchy, and it's about love, and about friendship, and it's a really beautiful play.
Why this play and why now?
Interesting. So Rufus asked me to read the play. I kind of struggled a little bit because there's a bit of tragedy that happens.
Okay, yeah.
And it really breaks my heart where this tragedy is born from. I kind of wasn't sure how much I was willing to I guess experience that hurt some more.
Yeah.
In the process of making it. But I guess the thing that made me really do it is the story is about this inherent need to love before the need or desire to hate.
Yeah.
And these are the most unlikely men to teach this kid
what they teach him.
Yeah, some of the most incredible lessons about what it is to be a man and to
That's
exist
golden.
in this world. It's not done very often.
Yeah.
Because it's actually semi-autobiographical. So
even
the
better.
Master Harold character is himself, is Atol Fugard.
Britain, we all know Britain actively supported the apartheid regime. And even if people weren't in power, even if you were sitting at home or what have you, inaction is support. This is nothing we know. And I feel like I say that not to indict the various people up and down the country, but because you can't meet a person without meeting their histories.
Absolutely.
And this is in a very real way a part of our histories, even though it's in another country, another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's set in Port Elizabeth.
Yeah, yeah.
In the St. George's Park tea room.
Yeah.
The route is absolutely from Europe, so it is our history.
Definitely.
It is British history that needs to be acknowledged.
Yeah, exactly, acknowledged and expressed. I was leading up to ask about the actors and the people. So you can't meet people without meeting their histories, and you've peopled this production with certain actors. Do you want to talk about Lucien, Hamed, Anson, Mensa Bediaku, all these various people? What's it been like working with them?
Yeah, it's been really, really wonderful.
Have you worked with any before?
No.
Okay.
I haven't.
Yeah.
And that's weird because I feel like subconsciously I always end up working with at least one person that I've worked with before.
Yeah.
I guess because it kind of makes you feel safe.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, this is a brand new slate. They're all amazing. They're all funny and they all are kind, and that is so important to me. Sometimes making theatre can be hard, and they are just really good people.
Yeah.
And they're fun, and there's never a dull moment in our
Even
in
Lucien,
our
he's
process.
notoriously difficult to work. No, I'm joking. We're really good
Lucien
mates.
he's naughty, but in the best possible way.
Yeah.
They're all so playful.
Yeah.
And
he's such a
it's
Jedi.
Anson's first play, so it's
it?
it's his first ever play. He's been on stage first time.
He's lucky.
On stage
His first
in the
ever
Littleton,
play at the Nash.
No, play.
No.
He's he's got quite an exciting screen career going on in the background, but
so he's got the chops.
Yeah, he's
Good.
absolutely brilliant. But he's just it's been incredible to see him learn and grow and just take bits of different people's process and put that into.
And is that a thrill for you as because in a way directing, actors will rarely admit it, but directors teach us so much. And how's that been for you, working with someone who's a bit new to the game?
I feel like it makes me think so much about practice and clarity.
Yeah.
I can't give bad notes.
Right.
And expect experienced actors to basically work out what I need. Or what I'm asking. I have to be really precise and really
targeted.
Yeah. He is so lucky to have Hamed and Mashawun and Lucien Msamati for his first, you know, the players in his first play. Like,
Yeah.
there is
they're
never a
both
night when he will be,
ludicrously
you know,
good. Yeah.
insanely good.
Super.
Yeah. But he holds his own. He really does. He really holds his own.
Even better.
Yeah.
Thrilling. That's thrilling, genuinely. My last question, what is it you would like audiences to take away from the play? I know that's a difficult question. It sort of asks you to encapsulate so much, but just one thing. It doesn't even have to be the top thing. What is one thing, perhaps, you'd like audiences to keep in their hearts or minds when they go back out into the world?
I have a really clear sense of what that is, and think I have, like, from the very beginning, from like the first read of the play. When I got to the end, I was like shaking, and in a way I didn't want anybody to feel like how I felt when I finished, but also realized that it is a really important story and a really important part of history that needs to be kept alive, so that we hopefully like learn lessons from those experiences and from that particular story. Hope, I think. Hope and optimism, because that is what I feel very often. And sometimes I feel like when we tell stories about those specific periods of time and that specific history of racism, like, I don't know, I worry sometimes that those stories like reinforce like really old, false kind of like narratives about who people are.
Yeah.
And the way that we treat each other.
Yeah.
But we've got to keep telling those stories.
Yeah.
We just have to find different lenses, and I feel like, yeah, the lens of this play is hope.
Golden. The lens of this play is hope. Thank you very much. Yeah. What are you laughing at?
Did I say that?